10-7 at the half. Wentz looks amazing. I'm going to just say that right there. Like I've been saying, you might not see the weapons, but you always got weapons when you got a Wentz. You always got weapons. Look right here. Nervous.
Well, not at all. It's 10-7. What's there to be nervous about?
Nothing. Nothing to be nervous about right now. We're looking for that separation. We get the ball back.
Like
Listen,
Wentz,
10-7.
Wentz can throw for 400 yards. As long as we stop him from scoring, that's all we care about.
That's all. I hear you. But 10-7. But please keep in mind that they got a gift. Jake Elliott keep missing field goals. We missed a field goal with Jake Elliott, give him great field goal position. And then on top of that, what I didn't want to happen, Jalen Mills on TY for the flag, and then they get in there. Andrew Luck might have 50 passing yards at the half. I don't know if that's exact, but they not moving that ball like the scores say. So I'm going to dive right into it. We're going to get right into the meat and potatoes of this. Week 3 is almost a wrap. Almost a wrap. Let's get into our game first. Carson Wentz looked great. I'm going to say he's 100%. I'm glad we waited, glad we didn't rush. He looked great, looked like he didn't miss a beat. I didn't see any timing issues. And this is what I mean by great players can throw average players open. You know what I mean? Like I said, shout out to Nick Foles. This is no knock to Nick Foles, the way we diagnose the passing game moving forward and in correspondence to what Carson just did and to how it's been running. But we've seen the emergence of a tight end in daLLas Goedert. daLLas Goedert and Zach Ertz both had over 70 receiving yards. You had all types of stuff happening, man. You had a few backs with 50 yards on the ground. Everything was evenly spread out between everybody on the roster. Jordan Matthews came in and got 2 catches. Everybody did their thing. Smallwood, Clement, everybody did their thing. That one pass interference on Jalen Mills, I wouldn't even worry about that. I think it was BS. I think the Colts actually played us tough. I think the wet conditions kind of played into a little bit of the sloppy play. But regardless, it was a good win for the Eagles. We was able to get the job done. So you already know what's going to happen to Mr. Leroy Legend. He will be wearing that Eagles jersey sometimes tomorrow. I have nothing really bad to say about the Colts. They came and they played, but the better team won. It's clear the better team won. And anytime somebody can come back after missing that amount of time that Carson Wentz has missed, come back and look that sharp, you could tell that that's an elite level talent. He is exactly what we all thought he was. So not only did the Eagles win the game, but the Colts did not score 20. I had them at a -20, and you know, Leroy owed me a couple things. He owed me to put that jersey on, and the other thing was a bottle if they don't score 20, but I don't drink. I'll take a case of alkaline water on you. Now, on to other games. This is no dig to Colts Nation. I don't think the Colts suck. Let me just clear that up. I think the Colts are actually a pretty good team. I just think the dinking and dunking is what ultimately is going to not help them get into the playoffs. They're just not ready yet. They're not ready yet. They're not ready. Minnesota got their goddamn head punched in. I didn't know if I was watching the NFC Championship game all over again or what. And y'all think that y'all are somebody, y'all think y'all are forced to be reckoned with to us? Getting slaughtered like that? Getting slaughtered like that? Come on, man. That was embarrassing to Minnesota to be able to get dismantled by a LaShawn McCoy-less Buffalo Bills team and a rookie quarterback. They got dragged through the mud. Dragged through the mud. Dragged through the mud. The same way that the Packers did. And I'm upset about that. I thought the Packers was going to go in there and do something good for us. But the Packers allowed the Washington Redskins to get a win. Or should I say the Washington Redskins allowed the Packers to get out of there alive. Because it looked like it was a ragdolling. I knew Adrian Peterson was going to run strong against those guys. Because, you know, that's what he did. That's what he did when he was with Minnesota. But Minnesota, you got Kirk Cousins, the Kirk Cousins that I always knew about. You got the Kirk Cousins that I always knew about. You are nobody to us, Minnesota. You are nobody to us. And as far as the Atlanta Falcons go, look at you. The Atlanta Falcons and the New Orleans Saints are 2 teams that I don't think we got to worry about at all. Shootouts like that means there's deficiencies all across the board. Yeah, you win a game. You win a game, New Orleans. Good for you. You win a game. But you give up 37 points. You give up 37 points en route to your win. I mean, you have no defense. You lost the game already this year by giving up 48. You have no defense. You want to shoot it out with us? We don't play them type of games. We're sound on both sides of the ball. Defense is going to start to get it together. So I think we're good. And I'm only speaking on certain teams because I only speak on division teams. I only speak on teams that the NFL has deemed the crop of the NFC. And I'm seeing chinks in a lot of armor. You see what just happened to the Vikings. You see what just happened to Aaron Rodgers. You know what I mean? At this point, you got to start saying that the Redskins are ahead of a lot of these guys, I would say. I would say the Redskins are ahead of a lot of these guys. I mean, the Vikings got real problems. You tied last week, and then you just got the floor mopped with you. The Packers tied last week, and then got the floor mopped with them. Those are two teams that I would say got a lot of problems right now. So whatever you analysts and you guys think are supposed to be the hot ticket, it ain't always like that. It ain't never like that, in fact. It ain't never like that, in fact. Which brings me to my last point. You already know. You know where I'm going with this. Oh my God, did I forgot to tell you I was back at you with the back at you? Did I not say it this time? How rude of me. I am Lord Brunson, and I am back at you with the back at you, and I am the best reporting on the Eagles. Dak Prescott is nowhere near better than Carson Wentz. I think I got to get close to you when I tell you this. Dak Prescott is nowhere near better than Carson Wentz. Dak Prescott is legitimate trash. Dak Prescott is not even a top 30 starting quarterback in the game. Dak Prescott is not on Carson Wentz's level. The Dallas Cowboys don't know which way is up. There's no way in the world the Dallas Cowboys should be looking the way they're looking and talking the way they're talking. If you look like the Dallas Cowboys talk, you need to start sounding more like the Buffalo Bills, because I think the Buffalo Bills could beat the Dallas Cowboys at this point. I think the Buffalo Bills could beat the Dallas Cowboys at this point. Dak Prescott, this will be the 9th straight game. This will be the 9th game out of 11 that Dak Prescott didn't throw for 200 yards. Unless something miraculous happened while I'm watching this video, I don't think he's throwing for 200 yards in this game either. I don't think so. How can a man just coming back off a limping leg, how can a man just come back off a reconstructive surgery and look way better than Dak Prescott? Carson Wentz is 3 times better than Dak Prescott. He was picked off twice today, didn't throw an interception. Dak Prescott is not in the same class as Carson Wentz. You got backups. Dak Prescott is not better than Nick Foles. The game that I just watched from the Dallas Cowboys, your season is over. Your season is over. Your season is over. It's over already. It's a lot of seasons that just ended today. You got to look at the big picture. You got to look at the big picture. I don't know whose season is over between the Packers and the Vikings, but one of them seasons is over as well. After tying, then getting the floor mopped with you the following week, it's not really looking too good. Who wants to be 1-1-1? It just don't pan out. You know what I'm saying? A lot of seasons are over right now. That's all I'm saying. And ours ain't. Unfortunately, ours ain't. Yeah, we 2-1. It might not look as pretty as y'all thought it would look, but it looked real good. It looked good for somebody to say we don't, for a lot of y'all to keep saying that we don't have receivers, we don't have weapons, we don't have this and that. And you want to know why I make my videos late? I let the people that I let the fake Eagles fans make their videos early, so they can say all they dumb stuff, so they can theorize how we won. Some say it's luck, some say anything. Winning don't happen by luck no more. Winning don't happen by luck. You got to go out there and execute if you're going to win. You got to go out there and get things done if you're going to win. Winning doesn't happen by luck. I let those guys who like to tell jokes, I let the joke tellers do their videos, and I come out here and I give you the real analysis. Yes, the Eagles should have blown the Colts out. We should have blown the Colts out, but we didn't blow the Colts out. We didn't. But we'll take the win any which way we can get it. I'm starting to have real concern about Jake Elliott missing kicks all over the place. Now, he missed 2 kicks in a row until he was able to hit 2. And in a close game like that, where that team can potentially drive that field, you got to hit those type of kicks in a game. Granted, it was wet and it was from 55, but come on, man. Come on. You missed the other one in Tampa. It wasn't wet. That's all I'm going to say about that. And I want to point out some amazing play by Jordan Hicks. I want to point out some amazing play by Jordan Hicks. I think he's averaging about 8 tackles a game right now. I think he has 7, 9, then 8 again. So that's around 8 tackles a game right now. He's playing like a stud. He's playing lights out. I hope McLeod is okay. This will probably be like the 5th interception McLeod dropped all year, but hey, he ain't a wide receiver. He got banged up on a knee. I hope he's cool. A lot of y'all got to realize this. We're not at full strength. We're not at our full potential, and we still finding ways to get it done. Watch when Alshon Jeffrey comes back and the middle of the field opens back up for Nelson Aguilar, Dallas Goedert, and Zach Ertz, and Jordan Matthews and whoever else. I think Jordan Matthews was an awesome pickup, just like I said he was. I knew he was a good pickup for the team. We're not trying to pick nobody up. You don't have to go pick up somebody who's a bona fide star at wide receiver. We got one in Alshon Jeffrey. We got a bona fide star already. You got to pick up guys that complement your game plan, which is why I'm glad we did things the way we did it. We did things the Eagles way. So we come out with the win, victorious, like I knew we would. We're now on to the Tennessee Titans. We got to start game planning for that. The Tennessee Titans won today, actually. I got to look at that game and see what we could break down and pick apart from that. But I think they won a game where nobody even scored a touchdown, if I'm not mistaken. They won a game 9-3 or 9-6 against the Jags. So, I mean, a lot of people got tuned up this week, and a lot of people got a lot of questions to answer. The Dallas Cowboys are one of those teams that got a lot of questions to answer. Because all week I've been getting trolled about how Dak Prescott is better than Carson Wentz. About how Carson Wentz going to come out and not do this. But in all actuality, I don't even think Dak Prescott has missed a game in the NFL besides the game when they set all their players when they had that good year when he was a rookie. And he looks like trash. He looks like waste. He looks like waste. Waste. I wasn't impressed by the win with the Giants. I knew that was just something that was going to happen because the Giants were playing like trash. You know what I mean? The reason why the Giants won this week because they played a trash team. Somebody got to win that game. It was the same situation with the Giants last week. They played a trash team in the Dallas Cowboys. Somebody got to win that game. The Seahawks are better than the Cowboys. The Seahawks came out. The Cowboys look terrible, man, terrible. No wide receiver core, can't move the ball. Now Zeke fumbling. Everything is falling apart for those guys. So I don't want to hear no more Cowboys talk. I don't want to hear nothing about Dak Prescott being better than Carson Wentz no more. You can't back that up. You can't justify that no more. Look at the numbers from a man who's been playing all season, and look at the numbers from a man in one day that just come back. Carson Wentz came back in one day. When was the last time Dak Prescott drove the ball on the first drive of the game and scored? I think last week was the last time that happened. That doesn't happen all the time. Carson Wentz came back from 10 months off. No preseason, no real reps with the first team besides this week. Drives the ball the first play, gets his 50th career touchdown, and gets Dallas Goedert his first receiving touchdown, all in the same play. Carson Wentz is the GOAT. Carson Wentz is the man like I've been saying he was. So shout out to everybody that won. Also shout out to everybody that lost. It's chinks in a lot of these teams' armor. Like I said, the Falcons been showed chinks in their armor. The Saints showed chinks in their armor. The Vikings showed chinks in their armor. I mean, the Vikings are just despicable. But this is what happens when you got Kirk Cousins. You don't get it done. You just look good on paper. Kirk Cousins was in my division for years. You just scurry along. I believe Kirk Cousins tied when he was a Redskin. He don't know how to complete the mission. He gonna look good. He gonna get you close. But at the end of the day, the mission will not be completed. It will not be completed. It will not be completed. So the Vikings thinking that, like, we will never get embarrassed like that, 27-6, first of all. You know what I mean? We will never get folded like that. We will never get folded like that. The Vikings got folded while they were still in their clothes. Got their clothes folded while they were still in them. Make no sense. And so did the Dallas Cowboys. But we already knew the Dallas Cowboys was a dumpster fire. Moving on, week 4. We gotta close this 4-game stretch up like I did. And mind you, my bold prediction was the Cowboys was gonna start off 0-3. I'm just one off. I'm one off. You're 1-2. Good job. Good job. You 1-2. Good job. I'm not that far from my prediction. I got trolled by Cowboys fans last week. Oh, he doesn't know what he's talking about. 1-2 and 0-3. What's the real difference in that? You're trash. Get your act together. We moving on to the Titans. Who y'all moving on to? Y'all moving on to 1-3. Who y'all moving on to, Dallas? Lil Brunson back at you with the back at you, man. I'm getting ready to see this Sunday night game between the Patriots and whoever. I really don't even care who won. We won. It's just football, just something to do, something to watch.